Hi, this is Gary with MacMost Now. On today's episode, let's take a look at the new MobileMe iDisk app for the iPhone. So a handful of apps at the iPhone App Store are actually made by Apple. A new one that was just released yesterday is the MobileMe iDisk app. Basically what it does is it gives you access to your iDisk through your iPhone. You can access files that you've stored there, and you can actually play back media and look at documents, things like that. Let's go and take a look at exactly what you can do with this app. So when you first run the MobileMe iDisk app, you have to enter in your MobileMe account information, of course. Once you do that, you're presented with the folders on your iDisk. These are the same folders you would see when you connect to your iDisk on your Mac. So you can see things like documents, movies, music, things like that. This isn't the stuff on your Mac, this is the stuff on your MobileMe iDisk account. So if you wanted to put files there to share with your iPhone, you would just drag and drop them onto your iDisk folder. So for instance, there's 4 items here in the Documents folder. When I go over to that, I can see what those items are. And if I click on one, I can actually bring it up. So for instance, I'll click on the Castles one, which is a Pages document, and it will load it in, and then I'll get the document. You can see it displays Pages documents with layouts just fine on your iPhone. Similarly, if I clicked on the other one called Grocery, that is a Pages document, but one I printed as a PDF. So this is a display of a PDF. So you can get any document into a PDF format by just printing on your Mac. So this is very handy. And it can also display images, like for instance, this is just a regular PNG file. So at the bottom of the app, you'll see 4 different buttons. The first one is iDisk, just to view the stuff on your iDisk. The second one is for recent items. So you can go ahead and click on that and can see the items that you've looked at recently, and you can view them. Now this is important because iDisk stores the recent items locally. You can set up this little cache of files, so you can access the recent items here even when you're not connected to the network. So the next button at the bottom is called Shared. The idea here is you can share a document that's on your iDisk using your iPhone. So for instance, when I'm viewing this document, you can see at the bottom there's a tiny little broadcast button, and if I click on that, it will actually create an email, and I can email a link to somebody. And that can create this shared document. Somebody else who gets this email can then view that document even if they don't have any login information. Now if you click on to the shared portion here, you can see that I've shared this one document, and it gives me a reminder of what's shared, and I can unshare an item when the person's done looking at it. Now the last button is for public folders. It's for public folders that are not yours. So you can actually go ahead and browse somebody else's iDisk public folders. This is very useful. If you put something in your public folder and you want somebody to see it, they've got an iPhone, they could simply go over to here, add your public folder to their list of public folders by pressing the plus button, and they would be able to view the documents in that public folder from their iPhone. Now back here at the main screen, you can see there's a settings button at the upper left. Click on that and you go to the settings controls. And here you can turn on and off various things like whether to show extensions, whether to show the system folders on the iDisk, things like that. You can also set the amount of local storage. By default it's set to 100 megabytes. If you have a lot of documents that you want to store locally so you have access to them when you're not connected to a network, you can increase this. And of course if you have a new 32 gig iPhone 3GS, you've got plenty of space to spare. You can also go ahead and click on the Help button there, and it'll take you to a pretty comprehensive help that explains in detail all the different functions of the MobileMe iDisk app. Now there are a lot of third-party apps out there that allow you to do similar things to this. The main difference is that usually they allow you to take a document from your Mac and transfer it onto your iPhone where it's there permanently. This doesn't quite do that. What it does is gives you access to the files on your MobileMe iDisk, but it has this cache built in of recently viewed files, so you can use it in a similar way. Now this app and a lot of the third-party apps provide a great way for you to listen to audio and watch video that you haven't synced to your iPhone. So if you're not near your computer or you don't want to sync with iTunes at the moment, you can go ahead and put video or audio on your iDisk and then use this app to listen to the audio or watch the video. Now that stuff isn't stored locally, and it's an exception to that locally stored files thing. So you can't really use it like that, but you can store documents locally. So if there's an important document, you can actually go ahead, put it on your iDisk, view it, know that it's in the recent files that you view, and you can view it then when you're not even connected. You can also then coordinate this with other MobileMe features, like for instance the ability to have a locally stored iDisk on your Mac that syncs with the contents of iDisk. In other words, you have a folder with your current documents in it, it's automatically synced, basically backed up to iDisk without you even having to think about it, and now you can access those files on your iPhone as well. I should point out that a ton of file formats are supported, including all the Microsoft Office file formats. So chances are if you can view it on your Mac with a standard application, you could probably view it in your iPhone. So test it out. You can get the MobileMe iDisk app by simply going to the iPhone App Store in iTunes, and you can search for MobileMe iDisk or just go to the productivity section and it's probably featured there and will be for a while. Till next time, this is Gary Rosenzweig with MacMost Now.